How's it going, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. So today we're going to be talking about the retro rifle comeback. In my opinion, I see a lot of this, as a lot of folks are starting to get into the older style of rifles and carbines. And I have too, honestly. I got into some of the older stuff, really enjoyed them, and they're starting to make a prominent comeback in essence. And it's funny because we always progress heavily on technology, but why sometimes looking back to the past is often a better way to go. Now, I have a build over here that I just can't show within the first, so many seconds of YouTube because they don't like certain pew-pews in that amount of time, which if you want to see full, all the content, right, we have over on Rumble. This will probably be demonetized, so if you guys want to support the channel, as in a little bit of funding, we have Patreon, PayPal, there's some merchandise, I have stickers and patches and stuff like that, that really help this out, especially this video, like we're not gonna get anything whatsoever. So let's bring it on in, right? Kind of an older carbine. This is a Colt AR-15A2, and this is a government carbine stamped. And you're like, well, how'd you get a hold of that? Well, this used to be a state trooper's rifle, as in they upgraded to a new modern design, and these went to local gun shops as in a bid. So there was a bunch of these, and I went and picked one up. This is actually a post-ban rifle, or a current ban in the 90s, because it has this large steel piece of steel, honestly, through it, so you can't make this full auto, which I would imagine YouTube would be very excited about, that this rifle can pretty much never be used as a full auto rifle with an auto sear again, just because it was made in that era. But it has that older aesthetic, right? The 1980s, 1990s type of style, as in this thing is literally a two-position stock. That's all it has, right? Because that's what it was designed for at the time. 16-inch barrel, pencil barrel, old school, like the clamshells, right? Older ones. And I just did some, smaller upgrades to it. And this is a very capable rifle. And I've been using it quite a bit, shooting it, enjoying it, running around out here, training, hiking, all that kind of stuff, just testing it out. And I found out that I really actually like an older school design. Of course, I have other rifles. My 11.5 is fully kitted out in technology. Heck, even my issued rifle right now is active duty military, is an M4 carbine, but it has a lot. PEC 15, it's got light, it's got, ACOG on it, and it gets heavy. It gets up in 8-9 pounds, right? And you're adding stuff that was originally a lightweight rifle. So are you upgrading lethality when you do that? To some degree, yes, and to some degree, no, because then you have a heavier weapon system, you're hiking around. But why are these making such a prominent comeback? And another video that just recently came out, Hop did a video on it, that they had a traditional carbine like this, and a lot of people liked it, right? And I started running this thing too around the same time. Even before his video came out, I was thinking of the same process, and I started running this thing. I'm like, man, this thing's nice. Like, it's lightweight and it works. All I need is a sling, a light, and honestly, some type of sight, which I'm an ACOG guy. Yes, you could take it off of there, but this makes a really lightweight sighting system. And it just works. Pencil barrel, of course, that kind of stuff. But it's fairly pleasant to carry around. It's not like burdening of you when you have your suppressor and your PEC 15 and a clip-on thermal, and then you have 2 or 3 sighting systems, attached to that, and then you have other gear, and it gets overweight sometimes. Now, there is specific reasons to have those items, but it's nice to go back to something like this, and you're like, man, this is so much simpler, it just works. Like, what is actually going to go bad on here? The flashlight that you can tear off, which a lot of people are gonna say, oh, I can't believe you destroyed this, handguard, a traditional. Nope, no modifications whatsoever. I actually just put M-lock right through the circles as a base plate, and that's it. This thing will come off and you won't even know, but allows me to put a light on it. Very simple, very easy. So if you guys have one of these and you don't want to upgrade to like another rail system, which is going to cost you money, you can just do something simple like this, right? And it works. My hand is over the side, right? And I can hit the button very easily, right? Or I can twist it so I don't have an ND, but it just works. Same with this, is having the A2 style, kind of iron sights. You can see through your iron sights and you can use your ACOG because it was designed as a pass-through. So you can swap between irons and your ACOG very easily with this weapon system, and it's very nice, right? You have, of course, movement and adjustability on your irons and stuff like that. It just works. I think it's very traditional, but it's getting back to the roots as in, hey, I'm thankful for the newer stuff that we have after using this, but at the same time, you're going to it and you're like, man, I don't really need all that stuff at certain times. So if you are like making a bunch of rifles or something, and maybe for neighborhood protection plan or something like that, and you want neighborhood guns, as in, hey, I'm gonna hand this rifle off to somebody if it goes really bad, they need to protect themselves. A simple Palmetto build, outfitted in kind of this configuration, is effective, and it can be done very cheap. And it's just fairly pleasant to shoot and very enjoyable, honestly. So that's just my take on it. I know a lot of people are starting to bring retro rifles back, like Gordon Carbine, which is retro rifle, which is pretty cool, right? As in the older school, like M16s and stuff like that, because they can kind of be found for a cheaper range. Some of them, some of the Colts and stuff like that, of course, are very expensive. But if you find like Palmettos or other stuff that are making the traditional design, they're typically pretty cheap and you can get in them too pretty well. I just like the lightweight ability of this. It has everything you need and pretty much nothing that you don't for the mindset of it. So yeah, that was just kind of my discussion. I just wanted to, you know, talk about it a little bit, as in I see a lot of people moving to these traditional rifles, and there's good purpose or good mindset behind it. The main driving force is probably weight, in essence. Heck, maybe even reliability. I don't even know. But yep, that's what I want to discuss on Stunt Talk, right? Just get in the mindset of it. I think it's pretty cool. I enjoy this thing a lot. Maybe you would too. So if you guys like this kind of stuff, want to hear more, definitely like, subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. We have PayPal, we have Patreon, we have stickers, we have patches if you want to help support the channel, because this thing is definitely demonetized because I showed this way too much and a bunch of communists don't like that kind of stuff. I probably can't say that, but whatever. I guess you will see me on this platform or you won't, unfortunately. So, yep. Other than that, I hope you all have a great day.